Libra, welcome to your in-depth reading for yours and theirs. For those of you who missed the mid-month check-in for January, I bet you're confused by today. So what I announced for the mid-month check-in, which, by the way, again, if you missed it, it'll be linked off for you in the description box. I announced the schedule change for 2024, having recognized the kind of energetic stagnancy, if you will. So I decided to go ahead and increase the message rotation. From now on, all signs will get a reading once a week with check-ins for Sunday with an occasional rotation of the Sunday shuffle. So again, if you want to hear all about it, okay, check out the mid-month. And then also the new schedule will be posted in the description box as well. And, you know, you're also going to have a team-up buddy. Yours is going to be Cancer, so everybody's still going to get their original release day. Yours is Saturday, so too is Cancer. So you two are going to release together, which is cool. I kind of thought of it as a buddy system. And I'm like, I like the idea of that. So yeah, there you go. That's what's up. That's what's going on. So technically, I guess you can say fire and air signs get a bonus. Because everybody now get picked up to one pace, and that's great, you know. Anyway, hope you like it. Let me know, yeah. Yours and theirs. I know. For those of you who know what's up, you know what's up. But I still got to go over the intro anyway. Yours and theirs. It's exactly what it sounds like. It's an energy read between you and someone else. That someone else does not have to be romantic in nature. Does not have to be a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, or lover, ex, whatever. It doesn't have to be any of that. It's the dynamic as I'm describing it. So that could be a family member, could be a friend. That's for you to decide. So take what resonates, leave it does not, reverse energies as you see fit. And if it doesn't resonate at all, normal. These are general collective readings, guys. They may not fit. And sometimes you don't want them to, right? And if that's the case, check out the placements. No big deal. All right, let's get rolling. Show me Libra in their person. 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 What's going on? What's going on, please, for Libra in their person? Show me Libra in their person. What's going on, please, for Libra? We're going to start with your side, but as I just said, reverse those energies as you see fit. Eight of Pentacles. You're working. Oh, Six of Swords. Oh, something that you were working through. I don't think it's happened yet, but you're transitioning, and you feel good about it. Eight of Pentacles, something that you were working through studiously, meticulously. This is what I'm all about. You're like, I'm kind of leaving that behind a little bit. Six of Swords. Okay, but you feel good about it. King of Cups. So I trust it. You know, I trust that you trust it. You're like, I'm kind of leaving something over here behind. I used to put a lot of myself into it, and I'm kind of shifting my focus out of that content or whatever it is, and I feel good about it. King of Cups. Yeah, you do. Okay. Let's see if there's anyone in there with you. So automatically with it's just the Four of Cups is so emotionally exhausting. I get sick of looking at it as a reader personally, but then also the energy in and of itself is draining. It depends on what somebody's willing to do with it. But this person's like, yeah, Four of Cups, but I'm working on it. Four of Swords. That's good. That's great. That's active healing right there over a known issue. So that's wonderful. I wish more people showed me that. Anyway, the Hanged Man. They need time to think about this. Somebody here's trying to understand the origin of their upset feeling, their sense of disconnectivity, their sadness. They're trying to understand it to their full credit. They're trying to understand it. They've gone into a place of suspension. It's a little floaty, absent away from you, I believe. That's some hardcore internal checking outwards. Internal checkout. Excuse me, I meant to say internal checkout, but sometimes you go into that space. I don't know. Let's take a look. Let's see it's shared here. If there's any shared at all. Page of Wands, Three of Wands, Six of Pentacles. Somebody is waiting, and this is a conscious choice. Let me give the overview. The Fool, you're showing me the willingness to open up, new beginning, fresh. Okay, cool. The reason I wanted to hesitate right there because there is an anticipation of an actual payout after waiting. Okay, so that's good. All right, so I'm giving my little spiel. Somebody here is waiting, but it's active waiting. In other words, conscious waiting. I know it because there's something on the other side of that waiting. So if you must wait, it's because you understand that there's reason to. That's fine. Otherwise, waiting, I strongly advise against it. You should never ask and you should never volunteer. This is what looks like an appropriate wait period before I actively construct something somewhere in a Six of Pentacles, waiting for the timing to be right. Okay, cool. All right, I'll take that. That's fine. And the Fool, you're showing me a certain level of openness, receptivity to joy, new experiences, fresh eyes, fresh spirit, no agenda, I'm going to be open to this. Let's see what happens, right? I like that. I respect that. I'm just going to step foot out my door, see what happens. There you go. I'm going to try roller derby for the first time. Let's see what happens. Hey, man, hey, that's what it's like sometimes. That's life. That's life. And the willingness to be open to life. It may not work out, but it might. All right, let's see the Fool, please. Show me the Fool, show me the Fool, show me the Fool, please. Show me the Fool, show me the Fool. Show me that Fool, please. Show me the Fool, show me the Fool. Six of Wands, Three of Swords, the Six of Swords. You are showing me a lovely sense of confidence of having to work through some major issues. You're saying that you've had pain in your heart. It was not comfortable. It was very uncomfortable. I mean, not to put too fine of a point of it, I just don't know how else to interpret this without being very direct. And that's, you're one of the few people to actually say, I'm over it. And you actually mean it, though. People tell me all the time in comments and in real life, I'm all right. You just gave me a 5-hour monologue about why you're not over it, and then you capped it off with, I'm over it. So excuse me if I don't believe you. And that's just people's internal processes. It's pride and a certain recognition in there that I think about this too much, or I act on it too much and I shouldn't, or I still give it something emotionally. And we know we're not supposed to, so we cap it off with, I'm over it. Okay. You actually are saying that, but you actually mean it. So good. It tells me you've done work. It took you work to exit the Three of Swords. Pain in the heart, rejection, betrayal, whatever that Three of Swords is to you. You said that you've earned your Six of Swords. You've done your time. You've done your time on the Six of Swords. So you've been an active drifter away from painful things, healing from it for a while now. And you are pretty much wrapping that up so you can enter a new era or a new chapter in your life. And you actually feel really confident about that. So that's good. I'm happy. That tells me you've already done a lot of work behind the scenes that I'm not saying here today because it's really old news to you. I'm not saying it's not important to you. I'm sure there was lessons in there, etc. But you're saying you're well past that point now where you're no longer emotionally or mentally invested in something that's painful. Okay. You did your time in the boat. A couple times. It's looking like you're gently leaving a couple things behind. As you improve in one area, it's showing up in other areas of your life. And this is what we call the domino effect. As we start making positive changes in one area, we can start drifting into other ones. Okay. Yeah, so this is based on confidence. I see you opening up in confidence. You feel good. Oh, my Lord. Spam. God, I kind of want to answer it just to mess with them, don't I? You're lucky I'm working. You're lucky I'm working. I might just do it one day. Anyway, we must have our little pleasures. So, honey, I have a stinger. Okay. And it gets restless when it doesn't get used. And what better way to take it out on somebody than spammers? Anyway, the Fool of Six. Yeah, so that's a beautiful confidence in you to open up. I'm over it. I'm over the pain. I've done a heck of a job staying in that boat and heading in a particular direction that is anti-pain. I think I deserve a little freedom to open up into the world and celebrate. Don't you? Yes, I do. I completely agree with you. Go on then. All right, let's take a look at you. Eight of Pentacles. What's going on? What's going on? Show me that Eight of Pentacles. Show me that Eight of Pentacles, please. Show me that Eight of Pentacles. Show me that Eight of Pentacles. Show me that Eight of Pentacles. Show me that Eight of Pentacles, please. Oh, interesting. Work, Chariot, Devil, the Empress. Man. Interesting. I get it. I'm not giving you a hard time because I get it. It's if there must be a devil, that one ain't bad. I get it. Some are just a little obsessed with your careers. But that's okay. I'm not saying that's okay. What I'm saying is that you work through it. I'm just saying you work through it. So credit. Good job, Libra. I worked through it. You're like, I have to be my most empowered self, and that includes my sense of financial security. I have to be the best. I'm looking at a career driver right now, literally with the Chariot there. 8 of Pentacles. You've been so career focused, pentacle focused for I don't know how long, but that's been your particular gig for a minute. And it might have gotten into a couple areas of obsession, getting things just squared away. Like I often say to people, it's not OCD, it's standards. We got a little obsessive with our pentacle standards. Just a little bit. It's a control thing. Some of you have learned to ease up. Okay? You understand that those kind of qualities are sometimes coming from a double space, and it's anti-empowerment. Because we want to be the empress, but we want to do that without such a strong sense or need for control, because then that's anti-empowerment. The more you insist upon control, the more you insist upon the illusion of control, which is just a force-feeding behavior, and it benefits not you. This is how people work themselves to death, in other words. Or they become workaholics, or they just can't enjoy the fruits of their own labor. You see what I'm saying? So what's the point of doing all that work and accumulating all those finances and driving your career if you're never in a position to enjoy them because you can't fucking relax? You know, so you at some point cottoned onto this and you kind of eased down. Okay. And you started, when you eased down in this energy, right, you became more empowered. So far you're actually showing me something that has nothing to do with them or they, but all about you and your particular process is something that you have been working through for a while, through work. You're at that point now in your life where you're kind of like, I want to ease my energy down and I want to enjoy everything I have managed to accumulate, or what's the point? We want to open up, we want to live a little more. Okay, so you have been doing some drifting in more than one area in your life, one that personally has stakes in your heart, one that has personal stakes in your career and or your profession. So you've been doing work here and there about easing down, drifting away from old standards and pains and things that kept you in the grip of never really allowing you to be in the moment. Okay. Or never really feeling like you had the luxury to open up. Okay. I think we're getting somewhere here. Let's see that 6 of Swords again. There's another one in here for you. You know? You're saying you've learned to loosen up over the years. 6 of Swords. You've done a heck of a job. And it does look like you have built quite a bit for yourself. And perhaps you're right. Perhaps you're at that point where you should be reaping all your work. I mean, seriously, the benefits of it. What's the point of all that? What's the point of that drive if you got nowhere to go? You know? You do. You got a lot of somewhere to go. I see your permission to ease up on that quite a bit. I don't need to think like that anymore. I don't need to work like that anymore. I don't need to be so rigid like that anymore. Let's see that 6 of Swords here. 7 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, and the Magician. Okay, that's interesting. You stopped pulling a particular emotional energy toward you. You're saying you learned to let that go too. Wow. Softening up, letting go. It's not worth it. It's not worth the strain. It's not worth the heart attacks I feel like I'm having every other day. It's not worth the stress. Wow. Wow. So not only are you saying you eased up in your 3D world, you eased up in your emotional world. It's one of those that was causing pain in the heart. You said you learned to let that one go. You had to really manifest that shit out of that one, right? I had to manifest the hard way to let my emotions go for something or somebody that used to provoke pain. You said that took a minute. It took a minute because you were fighting with yourself, 4 Pentacles, about letting a cup go. And you fought right back, though. You manifested leaving that behind, too, and so you did. You really are learning to let things go that aren't right for you, learning to keep what is right for you, and where it is you're supposed to move forward from this point. So you've done some really excellent assessment work. You did your diligence here. I don't know how long it took you to relinquish one of these cups that caused pain. You're saying that one took longer than the career, if you can believe it, Christina. I believe you. I can. But you said I had to learn the hard way to stop manifesting it, because every time I manifested a cup, it just caused me more pain. You're just freeing up a lot of space. No wonder you're looking forward to new adventures with an open heart and a more flexible mind. Let's see that King of Cups. Let's see that King of Cups, please. Let's see that King of Cups. You look a lot more relaxed, compared to where you were coming from. In that respect of always trying to be the best, there's a heavy price. There's a heavy price for the illusion of perfection, and you can never stop chasing it. You can never pay enough because there's no such thing. So essentially, you're feeding the idea of illusions, of control, of perfection. It's a bottomless pit, honey. You can't throw enough money in the world at it. You can't throw enough action in the world at it, enough emotion at it. It will never be satisfied. There's just no such thing as ultimate control. There's no such thing as ultimate perfection. There's just not. It's an idea, and it's a horrible idea that corrupts human beings everywhere. There's just no such thing. And the more you try to pursue it, the more it takes away from you and doesn't give to you. I just see you gently drifting away from some of these hardcore concepts that you've had for a long time, that you were rigid with. It has to be like this. I have to hold on to this. I have to manifest this. I have to push my career in a particular direction. So shall it be. Let's just float down the river now, please. You know, I got my little cerveza, it's got my life raft. I'm good. Let's do some floating. Nine of Pentacles, the Tower, the Knight of Pentacles. You had to really, whatever track you were on, you completely annihilated it. Wow. Wow. Good job. I like this. I like this a lot. Whatever track you were on, you completely annihilated. Oh my God. You blew it up. Wherever it is you were insisting on putting down tracks in love, wherever it is you were insisting on putting down tracks in career, you remember those old cartoons? Okay, you had these giant sticks of dynamite, and it was spelled out in big letters so you couldn't miss it. You got one of those big chunks, and you put it down on the tracks, and you blew it up, right? And that's what I say about things. If you can create it, you can uncreate it. And that's exactly what you did. Whatever path you were on, you kind of uncreated it. And now you're your own agent, and you look beautiful. I love this. You look great. You're relaxed. You're happy. You're resplendent. You're abundant. Fucking kicking ass. I love this so much. And don't get me wrong. I told you at the opening, I understand this. A lot of people who get in this, they get it too. My career is important to me. My 3D is important to me. My sense of stability is important to me. But I also want it to be the best it can be. And that means pushing it to the point of perfection. And then you have that moment, is there such a thing? And where exactly in this am I supposed to be happy with all the work I've... Because you have a profit attached to you. It's high. You have a high value profit attached to you. Now it's time for you to enjoy it. That means relaxing. Getting more flexible. There's something about that. There's something about... Mark my words. You're getting the finger. Mark my words. Whatever this was that hurts your heart... And you had to remind yourself to stop manifesting it, stop manifesting it, stop manifesting it, Libra. Every time you manifest it, you just hurt yourself more. There's something about that logic and understanding and insight that you applied to your career. Once you learned to stop chasing that, pursuing it, or manifesting it, and you started drifting away from it, even if it was a little bit every day, I don't give a shit. It's probably a little bit every day. Having to remind yourself, don't manifest that cup. It just hurts. Don't pull in that love. It just hurts. Don't do it. Keep going. There's something about that you started to applying a similar logic, feeling, thought, belief to your career. And then you started to relax even more, willfully letting things go. It's not that big a deal. And the more I try to make it a big deal, all I do is hurt myself. Correct. And in that respect, look at that. Having blown up that slow pathway in a direction that you probably weren't even very thrilled about. When you blew that up, oh my God, don't you feel better? As an individual and in your heart, you feel fuller, you feel more experienced, you feel wiser, you feel, now this is me. I think I can chill in my garden now. Thank you. Have a little glass of wine at sunset because I feel good about me. I'm not going to think about how I have to get up at 4 a.m. to do XYZ or whatever it is, you know? It's like, no, you know, in fact, fuck getting up at 4 a.m. now. I'm done with it. Those days of being up and early before everybody else is over. I'm going to start sleeping in now. Things like that. You see what I'm saying? There's something in there, that flow state. You went with it. You know, that flow state, man. It's beautiful. I love this. Which is great. Now, what's up with this? 4 cups, 4 swords. Okay. They're trying to heal the upsetness, sadness, whomever they are. And the Hanged Man, it's in a state of suspension. All right. Let's see that 4 of cups. Show me that 4 of cups. Show me that 4 of cups. I do not know if this is the person's whom cup you stopped drawing on or trying to manifest towards you, because every time you tried, it just hurt you more than it did anything else. You told me you're over that. And you're just ready to open up. You're just ready to open up. I'm just ready to open up. I just want to relax, man. I want to enjoy the fruits of my labors. I want to have a good time. I want to love being me. That's it. Right? So let's take a look at this person. That's a healthy 4 of swords. So I'm happy to see that. It's intersecting that 4 cups, which is good. It needs that. 4 cups is no good on its own. All right, let's see this 4 cups, please, for this person. There's the Empress. Ace of Swords. The Emperor. Ooh. I was going to say, okay, they're reflecting on you, and then I pulled the Emperor. I was like, oh, shoot. Well, peanuts. I got it matching his and hers. You know, it's not about sex, guys. It's the idea is that these two are each other's divine counterparts. That's all that means. Emperor and Empress. There is a truth that divides you both. That truth is understanding with disappointment that this was our equal. From this person's mind, a sharp knowledge that essentially should unite you has divided you. We're each other's equals, and I'm disappointed. I seem to understand this much too late. Okay, I don't want to stay there too long. That's a pretty intense thought. When you understand that you're divided from your equal and you're unhappy with it, you know, that's a hard thing to see. It's a hard thing to recognize. That's going to upset anybody. You know, that was my equal. That was my equal. That was my divine counterpart. That was my her proper. That was my him proper. Capital H. That was my equal. That was my babe. That was my one. Ace of Swords can work for us too, not just against us. Even if it's insight that was gained after the fact, it's better it's better thought of than not thought at all. You know? All right, let's keep on. Let's keep on. That's an upsetting piece of knowledge, but it's a truth, and it's a hard truth, but it's a good truth. Like I said, I'd rather somebody come to terms with it in their mind and in their spirit than not at all. It's because that will pay a price later if we don't address these things. So it's a hard truth. I respect it. 3 of Pentacles. Perhaps at the time we just thought we were friends, or we were convinced we were. Okay. Let's see that 4 of Swords, please. As I say, I see you in a life path, and I'm realizing this, and I'm doing this, and holy shit, I'm free. I'm freeing myself up more every day. It feels so good, and I know it started with a cup. I know it started with a cup. But it led into so many other things. Adjustments, flexibility. Realizing that this long, difficult, arduous path wasn't for you. Let's blow that shit up. And when you did, oh my God, doesn't it feel so good? Yes, it does. Let's see that 4 of Swords, please. Show me that 4 of Swords. Show me that 4 of Swords. Relaxing more in your career. I think it's still active. Don't get me wrong. I don't think you completely exited your career. I think you just relaxed a lot more in it. You're still doing your thing. I think you're still a master at your craft. It's just you're not so rigid around it anymore. Okay. Probably trying to find that work-life balance that everybody keeps going on and on about, which I do think it's possible. Death. 2 of Swords. Confusion, the Hanged Man. When this person's state of reflection as they try to heal, the more they do this, the 4 of Swords is proving to be the 4 of Swords, so this is good. I know that looks harsh, but it's something that's actually not harsh. The more they retreat on this subject, the deeper they go, so that tells me they need to do this. I don't think you're aware of it. I don't think you're part of it. Kind of like Scorpios, I think I saw a completely separate state of affairs there too. I'm seeing your side, what you're doing, and what this person's doing, and as far as I can tell, you two aren't overlapping. There's this deeply internal, deeply quiet, and you're not part of it. You're doing your own thing, clearly. But on the insight and understanding, I don't know when the Ace of Swords hit. It was sharp as hell when it did. Okay, fine, it did its job. That truth did its job. And having gone within with the Four Swords, and that's something this person's going to continue to do, is transform, go within, cocoon state. They need it. They need to be left alone. This is their process. I respect alone time, and I respect personal processes. We all should. Hopefully, they can do what they need to do. I respect it, what they're going through. I do. It's quiet, and it's heavy. But I will say this. Having gained the insight that they did, resting as they are, it has killed the confusion. So that's a huge step in my book. I hate seeing the Two of Swords. I do. I hate seeing the Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles. That's the worst combination, one of the worst in tarot. It's unavoidable. But I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So anything that kills the confusing state is a bonus in my book, even if it's painful. I'd rather this person have sharp insight that might hurt like hell and might make us catch our breath, but it's better than ignorance, and it's better than acting like I don't know. The more we act like I know instead of I don't know, the happier we will all be. And that doesn't just happen randomly. We have to choose to know. This person's choosing to know. They're choosing to eliminate confusion. They're choosing to accept the truth instead of deny it. They didn't show me one denial state. Not yet. I hope they don't. No pushing against the truth. I'm trying to accept the truth, and it's really hard. Yeah. They're killing the confusion, but it does drive them further and further into cocoon state. I wonder what they will look like on the other side. They're not denying the truth. That Ace of Swords hit really hard, and it caused a deep sadness. That was my equal. Okay, I'm not confused about that anymore. Two of Swords. Death is over that. Hanged Man. I gotta go deeper into Hanged Man mode, as we would call, or say traditionally. All right, let's see that Hanged Man. Let's see it. Goodness me. That's a lot of spiritual rest. This is what spirit. They're still doing things. They have a reality just like you, but they're showing me massive amounts of spiritual rest. They need to rest. They need to learn. It's what they need to do. Let's see that Hanged Man, please. Show me that Hanged Man. Once more, I'm not taking sides. I don't really need to, like I did Aries, and I gave them some very blunt advice about what I was saying, because I will call an asshole an asshole. That's not what I'm saying here. This is someone who's deeply reflective. So it's not about taking sides. If somebody refuses to learn and they're being a dick, I'll see it and I'll tell you. That's not what I'm saying here. This person's deeply reflective. They have such a rich inner world of thought. Activity of thought, but it's only privy to them. It might even be quiet. They might even be called quiet. The Three of Cups, Page of Wands. In time, there's the Three of Wands again. Oh, so now we know who that is. And the Page of Wands. Matching. Okay. We're opening up to the idea of reconnection. To put it, to get to the point, I suppose, we are opening up in that cocoon state. At least they are to, in time, Three of Wands time. We're not waiting. They're not waiting. They're not waiting. Let me make that clear. The timing to be right? Maybe. But more like with the Hanged Man here, gaining honest perspective that in due course they will understand if they want to reconnect or if they should. That's going to take more insight. But it's simple. It's very clean. This person is a deep feeler or a deep thinker. They're deeply asking themselves. So that means they want to do this, but they're also questioning if they should. If the timing will ever be right, and if so, what does that look like? Because they would like to reconnect with you. Perhaps at another time. I just saw the underlying deck. The way it was, I saw it visually and next to the Emperor, so it looks so similar. I was like, wait a minute, I already pulled the Emperor. Just so FYI, the Hierophant is underlying for some of you. Or them. But yes, possibly in time, whichever that means. I don't think they're waiting for the timing to be right. I think they're trying to understand if the timing will ever be right to reconnect. Because I know the desire's there. So they know that too. He's a deep thinker. I mean, good for them though. Philosophical your person is, I believe. They don't seem to be loud. I'm not saying that they're introverted. I'm introverted, honey, and I'm very loud. Okay, that's not how that works. That's not how introversion and extroversion works. They could be extroverted and very much a social butterfly. But when it comes to their inner world, it's extremely quiet, deeply reflective. It's not quick to temper. It's different. It's quiet. And quiet's not a bad word. Quiet's not a bad thing. We got to do what we got to do. It was the other way around. Here we go. 3-1. Page 1s. Let's see this, please. So there it is again, just in another form, practically in the 3D. Perhaps, maybe in time, we can connect again and balance. I'd like to do that. Okay. Let's see that page of wands. Let's see that page of wands. Show me 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 that page of wands, please. Okay, I got lost in this one. All right, Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, the Tower. It would require a bit of a shocking change. It would require some change, understanding and being comfortable with our emotional direction. The Queen of Pentacles here, and she's very much oriented towards comfort zone. So Page of Wands, one of the things we are opening up towards is our comfort zone and expressing our feelings. And are we sure that we're feeling what we're feeling? We got to be certain about this. We need to be comfortable that if we're going to express ourselves that we know it, and that's going to require some change or the willingness to express ourselves at all or express ourselves differently. We're still building our comfort zone around this. It's nowhere near complete. But it's kind of like the shock of feeling is already enough as it is to be getting on with. Okay. Never mind. Excuse me. Goodness. Never mind getting comfortable with it. Understanding the flow of our feeling was already shocking enough and being open towards it. Now we got to get comfortable with it. Make sure it's consistent and make sure that we're feeling that and that we're checking in with ourselves frequently that this is correct, this feeling is correct, this feeling is correct. So this person is building up their comfort zone to the direction of their feelings, which even to them is a bit shocking. Okay? All right, that was very honest. All right, let's see that 3 of Wands. Show me 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 that 3 of Wands, please. Page of Swords, the Emperor, the 8 of Pentacles. Yeah, we're building up towards it. There's this, again, there's that timing, that sense of timing. I want it to be right, and we're keeping, the energy's rising towards this. So I guess they're finding their comfort zone about how they want to approach. I am seeing it as a they, and I'm sorry, I don't like defaulting to them or they, but they keep showing me aspects that are related to this person's downline. It's not yours. It's not yours, but it is working up into a state of bringing it into reality. It's just, again, wait, I need to be sure. And they're not asking you to wait, and you shouldn't be. You're already doing your own thing, and it's already looking very preoccupying to me. And you're in a much better flow state. You seem to be enjoying yourself a lot more, and I love that for you. But with this person, they're saying, I need to be sure. So when I stand up and claim this, if I choose to stand up and claim this, I know I'm doing it in an empowered state, right? Because they do see themselves as an emperor, and they see you as the empress, right? They're equal, as we said. And they're working their way up to it. And the 8 of Pentacles, realistically, trying to pull this into reality, make it shape into reality. Again, it's that insistence of, I just need to make sure this is correct. Is this correct? Is this correct? They are correct. They are. I mean, they have a huge thing about this has to be correct around them. And I get that. It's kind of the way that you were like really intense about your career. It has to be perfect. It has to be correct. They got that. But kind of like... they're measuring against themselves about, is this right for them? And that's what I ask people to do all the time. You have to do what's right for you. And they keep measuring against themselves. Is this correct for me? The answer is yes, over and over again. And the more they keep, I can't guarantee their output. I don't know, but it's been proposed here more than once. They would like to pull this back into reality when the timing is right. Okay? And in the meantime, I want you to continue exploring all this new freedom that you are giving yourself. It was always there, but you're just now giving yourself the space for this particular freedom to explore new things, avenues in life, love of yourself, your own personal interests. And that's beautiful. You have such a lovely time unfolding for you in terms of exploration. And just being open. Just greeting the world with a certain level of open enthusiasm. Let's see that Six of Pentacles, please. And that's lovely. It's so relaxed compared to where you were coming from. And I know the Libra I'm looking at, you can get yourself wound up tight because you do really want the best of yourself in your career. And I get it. The Knights of Pentacles, the Stars, the Page of Pentacles, and there it is. There's the delivery. It's so tiny. It seems tiny, but everything that built up behind it is quite the punch. There it is. There's the execution. The proposal for balance. It would mean a lot to this person. A heavy earth orientation this person has. Aries as well. And there it is. There's the proposal for connectivity. It would mean a lot to this person, but it's being wrapped in a very polite page. And Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. The practicality or the earthbound structure is what this person seems to be comfortable with. Okay, that's their particular approach. That's just who they are. And this is all born from one single... This is why we should always accept our truths and not deny it. When we understand this, we can start making changes that we need to change. And this person had a strong truth that you're their equal divine counterparts. That you're more alike than different, but in a very large-scale way. And having known that and working with that knowledge ever since is leading them building up to this. They're doing a massive amount of work. I have no idea how long it's going to take for it to show up. Like I said, you shouldn't be waiting. And they are waiting with themselves to make sure that they're correct. That's all right. There's a delivery on the other side. It comes out practical nature at first. Unassumptive, no feeling behind it, but there's feeling behind it. Okay. So that doesn't seem to be the showpiece or the focal point. It's in terms of practical nature, but it means a lot to them. Okay, it just means a lot to them. On a snowy day for some of you. Oh, yes. On a snowy day. Okay. On a snowy day. On a snowy day for some of you. For some of you, last November was important. Upcoming November doesn't have to be. Timelines are different for everybody. For some of you, within 6 months, that's what I'm talking about. Wide range, anywhere between time of winter to fall to within 6 months. You know, and for some of you, within 2 weeks. So it kind of depends, honestly. Sometimes I will see a cluster of time frames. Other times, it's all over the place. This one's all over the place. It's a little bit here. In other words, when it happens is when it happens. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh. Hearts in reverse. For now. The only time I see that is actually for you. When you have to remind yourself constantly, like daily, to stop manifesting that heart space, that you shouldn't be holding on to it. You're not supposed to manifest it. You're supposed to let it go. And like I said, that's an everyday thing. It's not enough to suppress it or shut it out. When we are trying to relinquish our feelings for somebody or a situation, and we mean it, and we stand by it, Six of Swords is an everyday activity. Oh, I need to shut that thought down. Ah, that feeling. I recognize that feeling. Yes, I miss them. I acknowledge that. I'm at peace with it. Move on. That's what that Six of Swords looks like every day, especially if you're coming from a Four of Pentacles. I will do what I need to do to hold on to this cup, and hopefully I'll get more from it, even though it hurts me. Too. Every day, it's a reminder I gotta let that cup go. So that's where I see that for you. It's consciously trying to relinquish feelings and put them back into the universe. It's not yours, or they were never yours, or it's not for you to hold on to anymore. It takes a conscious effort. Okay? Okay. And gate on the sidewise, opportunities in home. See, getting flexible with those opportunities, right? Because here we have the sense of homestead, opportunity, even foundations in here as well. And trying not to be so rigid about it, trying to get more flexible with opportunities. And what does that mean? Trying to find more flexibility for yourself in terms of opportunities, getting out there, getting beyond your garden gate and allowing yourself to explore, knowing that you have a place of security, that you've done your job. You've more than done your job. You've accelerated it as best you can. You pushed it forward. It's time to relax and relinquish some of that. You don't need control, which again we've discussed as a fallacy. Okay, and the key. You have the key to unlock that particular garden gate, and you get to really demonstrate your own sense of forward momentum. You don't have to go on a particular path just because at the time, perhaps 5 years ago, it seemed right, and it's time to modify now. Okay, and when you do that, the more you modify for yourself, look at how much better you feel. I mean, literally. I think that's more like who you really are. Okay, Libra honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Their energy is extremely interesting. Who they are as a person. They have, like I said, a very internal, rich world, but a practical application. Somewhere between the two, this person exists. Okay, between a suspended state and bringing things into reality. It's an interesting compromise. I like it. It feels familiar in a way, doesn't it? But I like the delivery. I was like, I don't know if the delivery is going to come through, guys. They're taking it very seriously. They want to make sure it's constantly checking against themselves, making sure this is correct. And by the time it arrives, it is. It's not much. It's enough to get things going in terms of a proposed balance. In other words, unobtrusive, unassuming entry, which you having to actively give it up and them having to actively figure out how to come forward in it. Yeah, nobody wants to be assuming. It would make sense then. It's a practical approach first. It's beautiful. And it's respectable. I like it. All right. Like I said, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.